Okay. Okay.
Balaji has to wait for Murugan.
Obviously, yeah. The youngsters are priority. Okay.
Balaji has to wait for Murugan.
Obviously, yeah.
மாமா நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்.
Okay. Youngsters are priority. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Balaji has to wait for Murugan.
Obviously, yeah.
மாமா நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம்.
Okay. Youngsters are priority. Okay. So give me a countdown.
Balaji has to wait for Murugan.
Obviously, yeah.
மாமா நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட்.
Is it okay? Okay to start? So I take it as the green signal to start, yeah?
நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். சாரி சொல்லுங்க.
Okay. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Dhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Sadashiva Samarambham Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hello everyone. Subramanya Bhujangam Stotram is one of the finest the Bhakti Granthas composed by Shankara Bhagavad Padar. And today being the Vaikasi Vishakam, the birthday of Muruga Avataram, it's a very appropriate day to talk about Subramanya Bhujangam Stotram. And I'm very thankful to SAS for giving me this opportunity. I've been given about 40 minutes, so I will try to finish before 5 o'clock. And I will try to cover as many stanzas as possible, at least to generate some basic interest. Though within this short time, it is almost impossible to bring out the full depth of each shloka. This stotram has got lyrics of great beauty, very musical, and also with similes and figures of speech, making it very enjoyable poetry also. And it has many references and anecdotes from Skanda Puranam, and we can say it is actually the Skanda Purana Saram, the nutshell of Skanda Purana. And it gives practical help in getting rid of our physical and mental diseases and afflictions. It's a source of help for our Antima Kalam, where the Yama Bhayam is there, lurking there in the corner. That is greatest of all our fears, Yama Bhayam. And advanced planning for that final moment is provided in this stotram, thanks to the kripa of Acharya. And above all, Subramanya Bhujangam is the essence of Subramanya Tattvam, which is the crystallized Vedanta. This has led Tediyur Subramanya Sastrigal in his commentary to write a shloka for this. Samsarakya Bhujangena Dashtanam Praninam Bhuvi Subramanya Bhujangakyaha Mantroyam Mokshadayakaha. Samsarakya Bhujangena Dashtanam Praninam. Those people who are bitten by the snake of samsara, that Bhujanga is a snake. So Samsarakya Bhujanga, that snake of samsara, which is always biting you, which is always giving you affliction. Subramanya Bhujangakyaha Mantroyam Mokshadayakaha. So the mukti for those people who have the affliction of samsara, one snake is giving you the problem, another snake is giving you the solution. Subramanya Bhujangakya, that is also a snake because it's Subramanya Bhujangam. And that is the Mokshadayaka, that gives the antidote. The poison and antidote is given by this combination. And also, it's a very good source for Nama Sankirtanam. for Muruga Kadavul, it contains so many names, so many different ways of praising Lord Muruga. So it's a very good process for Nama Sankirtanam. If you just recite Muruga Kadavul, this Subramanya Bhujangam, it's tantamount to doing a bhajan on Muruga. And let me tell you something about the background of how it was composed. According to the legend, there was one evil tantric who unleashed an evil spell on Bhagavad Pada out of jealousy. And that evil spirit worked on even Shankara. Even Shankara is not exempt from such evil influences. So he got into a very painful disease and suffering as a result of that. And Lord Subramanya came in his dream and directed him to visit Tiruchendur or Jayantipuram to receive the sacred Patrabhuti. You know, the Tiruchendur Sthalam is famous for the Patrabhuti of Lord Muruga. So he was told to visit there. And when he arrived there, he saw the serpent Adishesha worshipping Muruga. So a serpent is called Bhujanga in Sanskrit. So he was inspired to write a very beautiful devotional poetry on Muruga using that very meter, because he was seeing Bhujanga worshipping Lord Muruga. And you know, this meter has a very beautiful rhythm, like the snake moving gracefully. This flows very majestically. It has got 12 syllables in each line, arranged in the formation short, long, long, short, long, long, short, long, long, short, long, long. That is 3 syllables which are short, long, long, short, long, long, like that, in a very fascinating formation. And there are many, you know, very auspicious words which are constantly repeated within the poetry. Words like Sada, Maha, Jaya, Daya, Kripa, Sudha, Prabho, and Bhaje. You know, they're all like beautiful diamonds within a necklace. They keep repeatedly making their appearance and make it a lot more fascinating. So now we will move into the text. So I need to have the file sharing on this. Okay, you can see that file. So it starts with a prayer to Lord Ganesha. Sadha bala rupapi vignadrihantri mahadanti vaktrapi panchasya manya idhindradi mrigya Ganesha bhidame idhattam sriyam kapi kalyana murtihi. And among Acharya stotras, this is the only stotram where there is a standalone Ganesha prayer, which is remarkable. And people wonder why it is so for this stotram. The answer may be that Acharya was writing it with a specific purpose, you know, to cure himself of the disease. Maybe because of that, it is the kind of a karma karma, and therefore it has got to have a specific stuti for Ganesha. So I'll just go through the meaning briefly. Kapi Kalyana Murtihi, there is some indefinable figure of auspiciousness, Mangala Murti, who is Vidhindradi Mrigya. He doesn't want to even go into the details of what the Ganesha is all about. He's simply calling it Kapi Kalyana Murti. He is some indefinable figure. It is so abstract that Vidhindradi Mrigya, he is being searched by even gods like Brahma and Indra. And the name is Ganesha Vidha, called the Lord of the Ganas. And there are a couple of contradictions about him. Sada Balarupapi Viknatri Hantri. He is forever looking like a small boy, but Vignadri Hantri, contradictorily, he is moving even great mountains. Even the mountains of troubles are destroyed by the small boy. The another one is Mahadanti Vaktra Api Panchasya Manya. Mahadanti Vaktra Api. So he's having a huge elephant face, elephant head. But elephants and lions don't go together. But he's still Panchasya Manya. He's being respected by a lion. So how do you resolve this conflict? You have to take the meaning. Panchasya is actually the five-headed entity, Lord Shiva. So Panchasya Manya. So he's respected, even though he's an elephant-faced figure, he's respected by the Lord Shiva. And there is a background story also, when Shiva was fighting the Tripuras, he forgot the importance of invoking Ganesha's blessing, and therefore there was a problem. But ultimately he resolved it by meditating on Ganesha and procuring his help in overcoming the obstacle. And then he is saying, Vidattam Shriyam, me Vidattam Shriyam. So ultimately, my interest in this Ganesha, though I don't know what he's Kapi Kalyana Murti, but I want the full blessings of this Kapi Kalyana Murti before I go into the main stotram. So the first one is Na janami shabdam, na janami chartham, na janami padyam, na janami gadyam, tideka Shadasya hridityo tate me mukhan nissarante girascha pichitram. Na janami shabdam. I don't know words. Na janami chartam. I don't know the meaning of words. Bringing out the Acharya's supreme modesty. He doesn't claim any greatness. He doesn't claim any knowledge. Na janami padyam, na janami gadyam. I don't know any form of prose or poetry. Me hridi eka shadasya chit dhyotate. So all I do is, there is some kind of an effulgent light with 6 faces which come and inspire me. So whatever comes out of me is that light, that inspiration of the 6 heads. So chitram, giraha, mukha, nisarante. Automatically the words come from a heart without my own merit. And this is the offshoot of Subramanya Gayatri. Tatpurushaya vidmahe mahasenaya dhimahi tanna shanmukha prachodayat. So whatever the inspiration one gets is from shanmukha prachodayat. I don't have any intellectual creativity except what is kindled with the invocation of shanmukha. Tanna shanmukha prachodayat. So that is the starting of the actual stotram, declaring Acharya's modesty and humility. The next one is the combination of Murugan as a Saguna Brahman and Nirguna Brahman. Mayuradhirudham Mahavakya Gudham Manohari Deham Mahatsittageham Mahideva Devam Mahaveda Bhavam Mahadeva Balam Bhaje Lokapalam. So you take one word at a time. There is a mixture of Saguna and Nirguna criteria for God. Mayuradhirudham, who rides a peacock, that is actually the Saguna form. Mahavakya Gudham, who is the meaning of great Vedic sayings. Obviously, that is abstract and Nirguna. Manohari Deham, it's a very pretty body. Mahatsitta Geham, who resides in the minds of great ones. Mahideva Devam, God of all gods. Mahaveda Bhavam, who is the underlying tenor of the Vedas. Mahadeva Balam, the great son of Mahadeva, the great son of Lord Shiva. Bhaje Lokapalam, I sing the praise of the protector of the world. So it's a mixture of the Saguna and Nirguna qualities of Muruga. Then we move on to Murugan is associated with 3 things. One is the seashore, secondly the sea, and thirdly a mountain. Wherever there is a mountain, there will be Guha, there will be Muruga in that particular mountain. So he's there in every mountain. He is there in spirit. He is there either in the Murti or in spirit or both. So there is it's an inspiration for yada sannidhanam gata manava me. So whenever a devotee comes to my sannidhanam, tadaiva bhavambodhi param gataha. The bhavambodhi param. Bhavambodhi means bhava ambodhi, the sea of samsara. They already crossed the sea of samsara. When they come to my temple, they are away from the sea of samsara, they crossed it. So that is the Vyanjayan. He wants to indicate that fact. Therefore, Sindhu Tere ye aste. So he is there in the town of Tiruchendur, which is on the coast. So the moment somebody reaches Tiruchendur, he has already crossed this ocean of samsara. So he wants to signify that. That's why he is there in the seashore. Pavitram Parasakti Putram Tamide. So I sing the praise of that pure son of the great Shakti. The second one is about the sea itself. Yathabde staranga layam yanti tungaha. The abdes tarangaha layam yanti tungaha. You know, however huge the waves of the sea are, the moment they come to the shore, they are weak and they die down. So similarly, tathaiva apadaha sannidhau sevatam me. So it is the similar way, the worries of those devotees who come to my temple immediately disappear. As soon as they reach the temple, no more worries. Just like the waves disappear as soon as the ocean, they reach the shore. When they reach my temple, the worries remain behind. It is all completely subsided. Iti ormi panktir nirnam dashayantam, the proclaiming that the rows of waves on the sea are simply like the worries, they are all quelled as soon as they reach my temple. Sada bhave saroje guhantam. So I meditate on Guha in my heart. Saroje. My heart itself is like a lotus. I place him in my heart and always meditate on him. And then about the mountain. The mountain also, it got a specific lesson. You know, the mountain is something which is a very favorite place for Muruga. Kundradorum, Kumaranakku, Kondatapam, Kondatam. You would have heard that song. So whether it is Palani Hill or Tanige Hill or Swami Malai or Maruda Hill or even Harrow on the hill, he is always there in the hill. And he is celebrating the stay on the hill. And what does it show? Giraumanivase Naraye Dhirudaha Tada Parvate Rajate Te Adhirudaha. The one the Bhakta who reaches, he climbs and reaches my mountain, my temple on the mountain, it is as if they have they have climbed the Mount Kailasa and reached the salvation. So somebody coming to my mountain on my hill on the top of the mountain is like climbing the Mount Kailas and attaining salvation. Itiva Bruvan Gandha Shaila Adhirudaha Sadevo Mudeme Sada Shanmukostu. So he is in this particular hill, he is giving us as an illustration of the fact that Gandha Shaila Adhirudaha. Gandha Shaila is actually a relatively small hill in Tiruchendur. Sadevo Mudeme Sada Shanmukostu. So let that Shanmuka keep me Mudeme, always in eternal joy. And now it is a summary of the last three poems. Mahambodhitire Mahapapachore Munindranukule Sagandhagya Shaile Guhayam Basantam Sobhasalasantam Janartim Harantam Shrayamo Guhantam. Mahambodhitire, on the shores of the great ocean, Mahapapachore is stealing the sins of the devotees. He just taking out all the sins of the devotees. Sugandhakya Shaile, on the Sugandha hill, Munindra Anukule, the most favorable site for the sages to perform their penance. Guhayam Basantam, he is residing in a cave. The cave also has two meanings. Cave is the physical cave on the mountain, or it can be the cave of the heart. Parenanakam nihitam guhayam vibhrajate yat yatayo vishanti. So the heart itself has got a guha, has a cavity, and Muruga lives in that cavity also for those who are qualified, the munis. Janartim harantam, he destroys the arti, the affliction of the devotees. Janartim harantam. Swabhasala santam, his self-luminescence, he has got radiation coming from himself, auto-luminous. Shrayamo guhantam. Shrayamo, I adore that great guha. This is a further expansion of the house, the actual residence of guha. Lasat swarnagehe nrinam kamadohe sumasto masanchanna manikya manche samudyat sahasrarka tulya prakasham sada bhavaye kartikeyam suresham. Actually, further light on the residence, who is Lasat Swarnagehe. The Geha means the house, which is made of gold. Lasat Swarnagehe. Subastoma Sanchanna Manikya Manche. Sits on the throne of gems and rubies covered by mountains of fragrant flowers. Subastoma Sanchanna. All the heaps of very fragrant flowers. Nrinam Kamadohe is able to give whatever wishes are given, required by the people. He gives them, fulfills them. Samudyat Sahasrarka Tulya Prakasham. Arka means sun, Sahasrarka means 1,000 suns. Samudyat simultaneously appearing, and such a radiant figure. That Guha Sadabhavaye Kartikeyam Suresham. So I meditate on that Kartika always. And then from this sloka, we see a Padadi Kesha Varnana of Guha. For male gods, it is the Padadi Kesha, and female gods, it is Kesha the Pada Varnana. So it's a Varnana starting from the Pada, starting from the feet of the Lord Muruga. Ranadham sake manjule atyanta shone manohari lavanya piyusha purne manashapado me bhavaklesha taptaha sadamodatam skandhate padapadme. So he's calling himself a kind of a bhavaklesha taptaha manashapado me. His mind is compared to a bee. Shatpada means bee. His mind is itself a bee, and it is bhavaklesha taptaha. It is burdened with the sorrows of samsara. So he wants that the bee of his mind to be settling on the Skanda's Padapadma, the lotus-like feet of Lord Muruga, Sada Modatam, and then a little bit of description of that Padapadma. Ranadhamsake. So it is having a lot of anklets. He's wearing an anklet in each of his feet. Manjule, very beautiful. Atyanta Shavane, pretty red in color. Manohari, it just steals my mind. It is so beautiful, just captivating my mind. Lavanya Piyusha Purne, the full of nectar of prettiness. Piyusha is nectar, Lavanya is beauty. So the feet are so beautiful, and I want to be a bee hovering around the lotus of his feet. Suvarna bhadivyambaret bhasamanam kanat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam vasadhema pattena vidyotamanam katim bhavaye skandhate dipyamanam. So after the foot, we go up to the next higher part, that is the kati. Kati means the waist. So how is the waist? Rasathema pattena vidyotamanam. Hemapatta is a golden belt. So the kati, the waist, is having a golden belt surrounding it. Kodat kinkini mekhala shobhamanam. So shining with a glittering mekhala vadyanam. which a string of ringing bells. Kinkini means the ringing sound, kinkin, kinkin. And Suvarnab Divyambare Bhasamanam. Divya Ambaraihi Bhasamanam Suvarnabha. Like a gold is wearing the dresses surrounding the waist. Katim Bhavaye. So I meditate on your waist. Then the next body part is about the chest. Ulinde Shaganya Ghana Bhogadungas Tanalingana Sakta Kashmira Ragam Namasyameham Tarakare Tavoraha Sabhaktavane Sarvada Sanuragam. Tarakare Ulinda Isha Kanya Ghanabhogadungas Tanalinga Nasakta Kashmira Ragam. So his the chest of Muruga is Kashmira Ragam. It is red in color. How it became red in color? Because he is always embracing Valli, and Valli who has got the saffron paste in her bosom. That saffron paste gets transferred from her bosom to Muruga's chest, making that red in color. Tava Varaha, your chest, Kashmira Ragam, it has become red in color. And what is the significance for the bhaktas? Swabhaktavane, for the protection of the bhaktas, Sarvada Sanuragam. So, red color always denotes a kind of anuragam, a kind of a compassion or a love. So, because of the red colored chest, it indicates that he is full of sympathy and full of compassion for his devotees. Tava Uraha Vasyameham. I worship your chest. Of course, his love for Valli is well known. There are so many kavyas which describe Arunam Karuna Tarankitakshim says about the red color showing mercy, and Valli's involvement or Muruga's involvement with Valli is described very graphically in Kandaranabodhi. Paniyayana Valli Padam Pani Taniya Adimoga Dayabarane Vadi Vikram Vel Mahipa Kuramin Kodiyai Punarum Guna Bhudarane. So there is an extraordinary special love between Valli and Muruga. So that's why he is bringing in the red color of Muruga's chest transferred from Valli. And now about the bahu, the hand, the arms, which are very long and very powerful. Vidhau klipta dandan, salila dhritandan, niraste bhashandan, rishatkala dandan, atendra rishandan, jagatrana shaundan, sadate prachandan, shraye bahu dandan. Here also there is a big story, the Vidhau klipta dandan. The one, the Bahudandas, they were punished Lord Brahma. Brahma had audacity to pretend to know Vedas, and he was exposed by Muruga, and Muruga was angry, and he did the kuttu on his head and put him in prison. So that is the Klipta Dandan. He gave punishment to Vidhau, Brahma. Salila Dhrita Andan. So the entire universe is held by him as a play. Niraste Bashandan. Nirasta Iba Shundan. That is, he is, more than a match for the trunk. These arms are more than a match for the trunk of the elephant. They are so long and so powerful. Dvishat Kala Dandan. They are like the bolt of the god of death to the Dvishat, the enemies. Hata Indrari Shandan. The Indrari means the Asuras. Hata, the Shandan, the crowd, the collection of Asuras have been killed by him. Satendrari Shandan, Jagatrana Shandan is able to protect the world. Jagatrana Shandan. Sadate Prachandan, Shraye Bahudandan. Your Bahudandan, I take refuge. Ashraye. So I think I'll have to go a bit fast now. Now about the actual face. Sada Sharada Shanmurganka Yadisyu Samudyanta Evastitaste Samantate Sada Purnabimbaha Kalankais Chahinaha Tadatun Mukhanam Bruve Skandasamyam. So he's looking for a comparison for the 6 phases. Normally, the phase is compared to the moon or the lotus. But comparing with the moon is not possible, not appropriate, because there is the moon is only one, whereas he's got 6 phases. So number one, we want 6 moons. And Sada Sharadaha, they should always be the autumn moons, because the moon sometimes in the autumn it is brightest, but in the other months it's not so bright. So we want the moon to be always autumn moons. And Samudyanteva Stitaste Samantad. So it should be there every day and night. The moon cannot be like that. The only Muruga's face is there, always available, but not the moon. So that is again, the moon is falling short of Muruga's face. Sada Purna Bimbaha. His face is always Purna Bimbam, whereas moon is changing. So the moon is not appropriate. And Kalanka is Chahinaha. Moon has got Kalanka, whereas the face has got no such Kalanka. Therefore, only if the moon elevates itself to all these high standards, then it comes to a comparison of Muruga. So we reject the moon. Then I said moon and lotus, but lotus is somewhat more appropriate. That's what Shankara feels. Spuranandaha says sahamsani chanchata katakshavali bhringa sanghojjalani sudhasyanti bimbadharani shasuno tavalokaye shanmukhamboruhani. So in terms of lotus, what things go with lotus? There should be a swan, in the same lake. There is a lotus and swan. Therefore, we need to find a swan here. Spuranandaha says sahamsani chanchate. So there is a swan because of the smile. When the Lord smiles, it's like a swan because of the white teeth and because of the very gentle floating of that Hamsa. The smile also floats gently. Therefore, there is a Hamsa in his smile. Katakshavali bringa sanghojjalani. There should be some bees, and there is a lotus, there should be bee. And where is the bee here? Katakshavali bringa sanghojjalani. So having gleaming side glances, his own glances, here and there, that moves like the bee, and it's black and white in color. Therefore, appropriately, there is a bee. And there should be a nectar. Sudhasyanti bimbadharani. So his lips, they supply the nectar for the lotus. Therefore, the lotus is a much more appropriate comparison for the 6 the faces of the Lord. Now the Karna, Visalesha Karnanta Dirgheshvajasram, all the eyes of Muruga, Visalesha Karnanta Dirgheshvajasram, they are reaching very broad and long. They reach up to the Karna, the ear. Dayasyandishu dvadasha sikshaneshu. So it is oozing with compassion, and there are 12 of them. Mayi ishat katakshaha sakritpatitaschet. So you got 12 long eyes, and they are moving around. Why don't you give me one slightest glance, a little bit? What do you lose? You got 12 full eyes. Just give me a part of one of the eyes. That's what he's saying. He's vehemently arguing. Kanama hanihi te bhavet. If you give me mayi ishat katakshaha sakritpatitaschet, kanama hanihi te bhavet. There'll be no harm to you. You have nothing to lose by just a little bit of a glance. But I have everything to gain. So it is a win-win situation. So that is the clever logic of Shankara. Then there is a very domestic scene here. It's about the Namakarana ceremony of Murugan. Sutangodbhavo me si jiveti shraddha japan mantramisho muda jighadeyan jagadbhara vidyo jagannatha debhyaha kiritojjalebhyo namo mastakebhyaha. Talking about the heads, there are 6 heads. And during that Namakarana ceremony, the father has to mention the name of the child in each of the, in the right ear. But then in the case of Subramanya, there are 6 right ears. So he has to do it 6 times. Suta angodbhavaha me asi jiveti shraddha japan mantra misho. That mantra, The name itself is a mantra, and the Isha, Shiva has to recite it not once but 6 times because of the 6 heads. And the heads are like Jagadbhara Vridyo, Jagannatha Tebhya, Kiritojjalebhyo. So your heads are adorned with the kirita, the crown. Namo Mastakebhya. So that is part of the description of the Padadikesha. So we have reached the Mastaka, the head. And then it's an overall picture. Sturatratnake Yurahara Bhiramas Chalat Kundala Sri Lasat Gandabhaga Katopita Vasa Karechar Shaktihi Turastan Namastam Turhare Stanujaha. So we will leave it for the next time for detailed explanation. Now there is a very beautiful spectacle of domestic harmony. Ihaya hivatseti hastan prasarya hvayatyadarat shankare maturankat samutpatyatatam sayantam kumaram araslittagatram bhaje balamurtim. So the scene is like this. Muruga, the child, is sitting on the lap of Parvati. At the time, Shiva comes and he calls with great love, "Come on, Muruga, come to me." So he's, stretching his arms and asking him to, "Iha ayahi vatsa." Come on, come and embrace me. Iha ayahi vatsa. So after the emotional, the very fond appeal of Shiva, Samutpatyatatam, Madhurankat Samutpatya. He gets up from the lap of Uma and Hara Aslishta Gatram. So he goes and embraces Lord Shiva. That is the kind of a scene in the Kailasha. Then the next one is actually a kind of a Namavali for Subramanya. Kumaresha Suno Guhaskanda Senapate Shakti Bane Mayuradhiruda Lindatmaja Kanta Bhaktarti Harin Prabhodarakare Sadarakshamam Tvam. Kumara, O Kumara, Isha Suno. These are all names. Guha, Skanda, Senapate, Shakti Bane, Mayuradhiruda, Pulindatmaja Kanta, Bhaktarti Harin, Tarakare. So all these names you call out, and then ultimately Sada Raksha Mam Tvam. The one name is not enough, so I give you 11 names and you protect me all the time. Sada Raksha Mam Tvam. Then comes the prayer for all the problems in the last moments of life. The messenger of Yama comes and then is subjecting you to so much torture and your body has lost all its strength. At that time, we want Murugan to come. He wants, his Bayanda Tanivarika Niye Tunai. So that is the sentiment behind this sloka, Prashantendriye. At the time, all my senses have calmed. Nashta Samge, lost my intelligence. Vicheshte, no movement. Kapodgari Vaktre, the throat is full of phlegm. Bhayot Kampigadre, my body is shivering due to pain, due to fear. Prayana Unmukhe. So I am starting my lost journey. Mayi Anate, no one to be with me. So that time I'm all alone. Mayi Anate. Dayalo guhatvam dhritam tadani me gre bhava. So you are the Lord of mercy. So you have to come at that point and save me, give me comfort. And then there is further, given more graphically. Kritantasya duteshu chandeshu kopat dahachindi bindhiti mam tajayatsu. Mayuram samarishya mabhairiditvam urashakti panir mamaya hi shighram. So only there are two companions for us at that time. One is the Mayuram, the Mail, and Shakti, Vel. So Velum Mayulum Tunai. That is the sum and substance of this particular stanza. அல்லது கடித்து மீசை படபடவென்றே துடிக்க கல்லினும் வலிய நெஞ்சம் காட்டியை உருட்டி நோக்கி எல்லினும் கரிய மேனி யமபடர் வரினும் என்னை ஒல்லையில் தாரகாரி ஓம் ஐம் ஹ்ரீம் வேல் காக்க. So that is the complete picture in that Sashti Kavacham, that quotation is from there. So they are beautifully matching each other. And Kandar Alangaram says, Vilkutunai, Thirumenmalar Padangal, Memegundra, Murikutunai, Murugavenum, Namangal, முன்பு செய்த பழிக்குத்துணை அவன் பன்னிரு தோளும் பயந்த தனி வழிக்குத்துணை வடிவேலும் செங்கோடன் மயூரமுமே. So வடிவேலன், the whale and the mayuram, the peacock. So mayuram samaruhya maabhairitittvam shaktipanir mama ayahi shigram. And this one, the next one is about some kind of advanced planning. Pranamya sagrat padayoste patitva prasadya prabho prarthaye anekavaram na vaktum kshamoham tadanim kripabdhe na karyantakale manak api upeksha. So when the time comes, the crux comes, at that time, please do not show me any indifference. So because I won't be able to talk at that time. So I'm telling you now, I'm telling you right now. இப்ப என்னை வந்து நெளியும் போது அங்கு ஏதும் நான் உன்னை நினைக்க மாட்டேன். அப்போதைக்கு இப்போதே சொல்லி வைத்து அரங்கத்து அரவணை பள்ளியானே. So that is what the Alvar said. So is the sort of advance call for the final calamity. This one is Sahasranda Bhukta Tvaya Suranama Hatastarakas Simhavaktrascha Daityaha Mamantaridistam Manakleshamekam Ahamsi Prabho Kim Karomi Payami. He's saying, what can I do? You have killed all the asuras, but you are not killing my klesham. You are not killing my affliction. So he's an appeal to Muruga, kind of a logical argument. You have killed so many, but why not this small thing in my mind? And then aham sarvada dukkhabara vasannaha bhavandina bandhustadanyam nayache bhavat bhakti rodham tadakliptabadham mamadhim drutam nashayo masutatvam. So all these affliction, they are impeding my love, my bhakti to you. If my leg is not working, how can I come and see you in your temple? If my throat is bad, how can I sing your praises? So all these problems, they are creating hardship for my devotion. Therefore, mamadhim drutam nashaya. So you kindly get rid of all these sorrows and all these afflictions as quickly as possible. So that is another powerful appeal. And then the actual the diseases which are cured in the Tiruchendur Patrabhuti, Apasmara Kushtakshayarsa Pramega Daronmodagalbadi Roga Mahantaha Pisachascha Sarve Bhavat Patrabhutim Ilhokyakshanat Tarakare Dravante. So it gives a catalog of all diseases, including the Pisacha, the mental diseases and the evil spirits. So all of them will take flight as soon as they see your Patrabhuti. In fact, that's what happened to him also. So he had the problem and he got the Patrabhuti and the problem disappeared. And then now he says, Kayena vacha manasendrirva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhat karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai narayana iti samarpayami. This is Skandamurti Shatau Skandakirtihi Uke me pavitram Sadhata charitram Karetasya krityam Apustasya bhrityam Guhe santulina mama Ashesha bhavaha. So everything, all my activities should always be directed in you. Everything should center around you. Guhe santulina mama ashesha bhavaha. So then we have to go fast. I'm skipping one. Kalatram Suta Bandhuvargah Pasharva Narova Thanari Grihe Madiyaha Yajanto Namantastuvanto Bhavantam Smarantaschate Santu Sarve Kumare. So it is not just me. So I want all my associates, all my relatives, all my friends. So everyone should be your devotees. Yajantaha, Namantaha, Stuvantaha, Bhavantaha, Smarantaha. Everyone should apply themselves with full devotion to Muruga. Mrigah Pakshino Damshakaye Chadushtaha Tatha Vyadhayo Bhadhakaye Madange Bhavat Shakti Teshna Grabhinnas Sudure Inasyantu te churnita krauncha shaila. Again, the power of the veil, the Shakti to destroy all my enemies and all my problems will be blasted away. And there is one last shloka which I want to slightly take a couple of minutes. Janitri pita chasaputra paradham sahetena kim devasenadhinatha ahanchati balo bhavan lokadataha shamasvaparadham samastam mihesha. See, Janitri pita. So you are both my mother and father. If one of the, see, if mother is angry, the father will comfort the child. If the father is angry, mother will comfort the child. But in my case, both are you. And therefore, you have done enough of punishment. Shamasya aparadam samastam. Now you give me the other side of you. I can see the more affectionate side of you, Tadittavor magane, tandai ஈண்டடித்தால் தாயுடன் அணைப்பல் தாயடித்தால் பிடித்தொரு தந்தை அணைப்பன் இங்கு எனக்கு பேசிய தந்தையும் தாயும் ஒடித்திருவேன் எம்பலத்தாடும் புனித நீ ஆதலால் என்னை அடித்தது போதும் அணைத்திடல் வேண்டும் அம்மையப்பாயினி ஆற்றேன். That comes from Thiruvarutpa. So it shows Shankara's passionate appeal that he wants salvation immediately from Muruga. And then this is about various components of Murugan's personality. Kekine Shakte Chapitubhyam Namaschagatubhyam Namakutaya Namasindave Sindhudeshaya Tubhyam Puraskanda Murte Namaste Namostu Jayananda Bhuman Jayaparadhaman Jayamogakite Jayananda Murte Jayananda Sindho Jayashesha Bandho Jayatvam Sada Muktidanesha Suno. So everything about Murugan, he's wishing the victory, victory to the Lord in all the possible aspects of the Lord, like Ananda Bhumi, Aparadhamam, Amoga Kirti, Ananda Murti, everything is catalogued by Shankara. And then the Palashriti, Bhujanga Kyavritte Nagluptam Stavamyaha Pathet Bhakti Yukto Guham Sampranamya Saputran Kalatram Dhanam Dirghamayuho So whoever reads this Bhujangakya, the stotram called Bhujanga, Pathet Bhakti, of course, the important word is Bhakti Shradivi, the devotion, Guham Sampranamya. You do all that. Saputran Kalatram Dhanam Dirghamayu, you get all the Ayurarogyas Saukyam. And at the end, Sante Skanda Sayujyam Labhet. At the end, you'll also reach the eternal bliss with Lord Skanda. So that is the climax. What do you get out of reading this? This is what you get. So thank you very much. Sorry, I might have exceeded by a couple of minutes.